everybody. Today we are going to give you guys our 2025 season predictions. We kept it pretty short, pretty limited because we don't want this episode to be about 4 hours long because we said last episode that is how it would be. So we're just going to give you guys our predictions for the winners of the OS GP and just some little insights of what's going to happen during the 2025 season. So we'll just give you guys our insights, some hot takes, some predictions, some driver swaps, whatever. So we have a lot to talk about. So let's start with, since it's only a few days away, let's start with the OS GP. Who do we think is going to win or be in the podium? Let's say winners first.
I put Max.
I put Lando.
I put Lando.
I'm surprised.
I no, I'm not putting this in bias. I'm just doing this literally on pure like that is the fastest car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just don't, and also I just think that I know that Max will adjust at some point, but I just don't. I think it's gonna take a while, a few races for them to figure out their setup thing because that car does not look no hope. So
Questionable.
what do you guys
I
have
have
for?
full faith in everything that Lando has said about like McLaren's abilities
Yeah,
this season. And I think he's gonna come out of the gate like hungry for the world championship. So I think he's gonna like kick it off
agreed.
really well.
What do
Fingers
we
crossed.
what do we have for P2 and P3 for the rest of the podium?
I had Lando and then Charles.
I had Oscar and then Max.
I did Max and Oscar.
Mm,
I
Same
I
wavelength.
yeah, no, I think that Max is gonna get there. Like I just don't think he'll be able to beat the pace, but I think he can outrun Oscar. I do think they can do that. But I do think Oscar's still gonna get up there because of
Yeah.
McLaren. So, well, not just because of the McLaren, because of him, but
I didn't have like a specific set for those two. I put Oscar over Max just because it's his home race.
fair
And I
enough.
don't think he'll be able to
yeah.
beat Lando, but I do want him to do the absolute best that he could.
Hmm.
So I put
I
him above
honestly forgot
Max.
about Oscar while making this, so I'm sorry. I love you. Sorry.
Sorry, Oscar. Sorry,
It's his
Oscar.
home race. Put some respect in his name.
Sorry.
Okay,
If
let's.
Oscar wins, I'll be happy. But like
Oh yeah,
That would go
we
crazy.
should have Jack doing the podium then.
Jack doing
Actually,
P3.
Jack Doohan wins.
Then
Jack
Liam
Doohan
Lawson
and
as an
Oscar they go over the line at the exact same time.
yeah.
Jack doing Oscar Piastri, Liam Lawson.
Liam Lawson, since he's kind of Australian, he has the
He's like
accent kind of.
basically
He's
Australian.
basically Australian, so let's. Oh my God, that's like so offensive.
That's so
Put it
mean.
there.
But
Yeah,
like I view him as Australian.
yeah. I'm just like you. Well, you
In
are
my
Australian,
mind.
kind of. Like,
In
let's
my
just.
mind, Liam Lawson is Australian, and
Kiwi.
I don't know what that did that, but it's just the way it is.
It's the similar accents. It just kind of
It is though.
convinces me.
True.
Okay, let's go right into the spiciness right now. Let's go mid-season driver swaps. Do we think there's going to be any? Do we think there's going to be one, multiple? What are you thinking here?
I put Isaac just as a guess. I love Isaac. Nothing against him, I promise. I promise. It was just
You
I
know
didn't want
what?
to put I didn't want to put
I
Jack
actually
because I
like
love
that
Jack.
answer.
Huh?
Hmm.
I
What?
like that.
Okay.
Not that I want Isaac gone at all. Sorry, don't want it to come off that way. I like Isaac,
I wouldn't be surprised if it happened at all, honestly.
but that makes sense in my mind. I went
Yeah.
for the obvious. I said doing for Colapinto. I think it's
That's all I
an.
say, yeah.
Michelle.
I know. I think it's inevitable though. Like
Honestly.
I really think it's gonna happen eventually, and if I will be shocked if it doesn't happen in the middle of the season. Like I
It
think summer break. Sorry, Jack.
I feel like I've literally mentioned this like 40 bazillion times. Like it's just like I know Jack has talked about it though. He's like, well, I had a long contract too as a reserve driver. So Franco has like the same contract I did. But I'm like, but Franco got has like a bunch of money in his deal. I don't know how much that Jack got, but I'm pretty sure Franco is getting more.
Yeah.
So, and also
There is
Franco,
no way Alpine paid him that much and is giving him that long of a contract just to let him
that
sit
doesn't
as a
make
reserve
sense.
driver.
It's gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna be. I mean, I still think that there's a chance that he will stay the full season, but I'm putting him having higher chances of getting a mid-driver swap or mid-season swap than staying the full season. I think it's more of a chance. So,
I agree.
Okay. Speaking on driver swaps, do we think there's going to be anybody that's going to leave at the end of the season for a new
I
team in
said
2026?
Liam if he doesn't perform.
Wonder
I
who would
like
take
that.
his spot.
I went, I went a little different here. I said Yuki to Aston,
Oh,
and Fernando is retiring.
I said that.
Really?
Wait, y'all ate with that. Y'all
Yeah,
ate
I
with
didn't say I
that.
didn't say I
Brain
didn't say anything
cell.
about Fernando though. I didn't say I think it's going to be Lance. I
Really?
Oh,
I don't know if Fernando's
Shayla.
going to retire yet.
I don't
It
I don't
depends.
know, but I feel like if I don't that was the only thing that I could think of that like
Well,
logically made sense in my head.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's talked about he's I just know that Fernando's talked about staying longer because now that Adrian knew he's in the car. Not in the car. Well,
Yeah.
he's gonna be working on the car. And
He's in
I
his
just
red
think
notebook,
that
actually.
yeah, he's gonna have the red notebook. So
That red notebook
I
is there and ready.
there is there. I just think that Fernando's gonna stay a bit longer. I think that Lance still might go to different racing series. I stand by
That's
this.
true.
I still think that Yuki's gonna go because Aston Martin and Honda are gonna be together in
Yeah.
2026.
That's like the main
It
thing
makes
was like
sense.
I felt like Yuki was gonna go to Aston. I didn't really know who I felt like was gonna leave,
Yeah.
but I think that Yuki will go.
Yep. Agreed.
I think that that's like the most likely,
Yeah.
probably, unless one of the rookies does badly,
Yeah.
which I have high hopes for all
Yeah.
of them. So I don't know.
Speaking back on what Delaney was saying, who do you think would replace Liam? If Liam gets swapped out, who do you think's gonna replace Liam?
I have no idea. Actually, I have
But
no
Absolutely
idea.
no
this is
clue.
genuinely probably one of the hardest things to answer like ever.
I
You
have no
know,
idea.
I don't know. Checo.
I guess depending on how Isaac's season goes, I don't know.
I have no idea, actually.
Because
Because
who
like if Liam
else?
Who else is in
underperforms
Red
and Isaac
Bull?
has like a really great season, like it's possible.
I'm trying to think if there's anybody else like it's a rookie that could, but they're not.
I'm feeling
They're all
Danny
kind
Rick
of
on a
locked
flying lap
in.
in Silverstone, actually.
Yeah, honestly, bring Danny Rick back. See, he was gonna be
Bring him
P2 in
back. It's
Silverstone.
fine.
Yep.
He was gonna be P2 in Silverstone, right behind Max. So put him there.
Yep. And
Chill.
I don't
then
care. I don't care if there are different track conditions. Don't care.
I
Doesn't
actually
matter.
don't care.
Doesn't matter. So Danny Rick back in
Sounds
the
good
car.
to me.
I've been saying this since before Liam Lawson was announced, and I'll keep saying it. So no shame. No
No
shame.
shade.
All right. Who's gonna be the rookie of the year?
Ollie.
Ollie.
Kimmy.
Ooh,
Not a bad
valid.
call.
I agree. I see you guys are going with Ollie. I'm just kind of concerned about how bad the car is going to be because the car friggin' engine parts already came off during testing. I'm a little bit stressed out that there's going to be some bad issues with that car. I'm praying there's not. I think it'll be okay still.
You're not allowed to put a curse on them at all. You're not allowed to do that.
No. But anyways, where was I? What was I talking about even? I have ADHD. Wait, no, stop. What was I talking about?
I don't know.
I actually have no clue.
You were
Like
talking
I'm
about
being completely
Kimmy.
serious. I have no fucking idea.
You were talking about the Haas car?
Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, so I was talking about how I think that Ollie, I just don't know if he's gonna have the car to back his talent this year. You know what I mean? I don't think it's gonna be that good. He still did good though in the Haas when he drove the 2024 season. I just think that Kimi is just gonna have a better season because he's in a Mercedes, and I think that he's a lot of potential. I think he'll grow a lot, and I just think he's probably one of the favorites anyways already.
Yeah.
So
I
honestly,
think Ollie's gonna pull as much potential out of that car as he
yeah.
possibly can.
I think he has the talent to do that. So I'm putting it between both of them very tightly.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed that Haas gives him a good enough car to score some
That
freaking
scares me
points.
sometimes. Their car is scary. Like remember like the Romain Grosjean cat crash, like where the car like really split in pieces and well it blew up too, but it split in pieces and Mick Schumacher's like crash it
Oh
like was
yeah,
in
where it like
half.
split in half.
Some things that car scares me. It's like very like
Grosjean's like
accident prone.
crash actually haunts my nightmares. Like seriously, like
That's bad.
genuinely, I think about that daily.
That episode had me hooked on Drive to Survive.
Oh my gosh, in the this is off topic. The Paddock Project, my girl, she just interviewed the I don't know who he is, but he's like in relation to like Drive to Survive, and he was
Yeah,
talking about like that episode and like making it.
that's
That
so
would
It
be
was
the
cool.
most
really
insane
interesting.
episode to make. Like I can't
Oh
even.
yeah, they were like drooling. They were like, "Oh my gosh, look at this episode. This is like
It
so
was
much."
like it was cool to make knowing that he was okay. I was like,
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like if like oh my gosh, imagine if we make it like if he wasn't okay, and mm,
I can't
Mm-mm.
imagine.
that's
I
terrible.
don't know that I would be able to make it if he wasn't like
Because
okay.
like the Antoine Hubert one was so sad.
Oh, bro, I was like in tears.
Tears.
Oh my gosh, I
Terrible.
was in tears. I can't even talk about it.
It was
Let's
bad.
let's we're gonna switch back to Abby
Returning
and
to the plot.
yeah, we got sidetracked like always, but you guys know this is a tradition. It happens every episode, so
Duh.
get used to it, I guess. Um, who do we think? So this is based on cars now. Who do we think is gonna have the fastest car? Is this gonna be a
McLaren.
surprise? It's gonna be McLaren.
McLaren.
We all think McLaren. I think we already know this based on their race pace. Of course, other cars were sandbagging, but they were literally slowing down during laps, so on purpose.
I
So
think like testing especially proved how good McLaren's like race
yeah,
pace specifically is going to be.
yep.
And no offense to like Red Bull or Ferrari, but theirs wasn't as good.
It was the race pace that really
So I think the
had them
race
stay
pace is
apart.
really going to carry them.
Yep. Because they had it good last year too. So imagine it's not gonna get better. It's not gonna get worse.
No, I
Yeah.
don't think so.
About it. So
I'm so excited for like a good McLaren on top season
Oh,
right
same.
yeah,
Papaya on top. Yeah.
now. She said, "Yeah,
yeah. Hey,
yeah,
I got nothing against
Wow.
McLaren.
like
I got nothing against
whatever, it's
McLaren. I just
fine."
want every car to be like equal and just have like the drivers just have
Yeah.
it just be the begins
Yeah,
drivers.
I don't want
I
it to
wish
be
that was the
like
thing.
McLaren only, like
Yeah.
McLaren complete domination. Like I still want people to be fighting with them.
I wish
So
Yeah.
I
it
think
was a
it'll be
thing.
good to see a season where they're like winning.
Yeah, that's true. I wish it was a
That
thing where they could have all the cars just be equal. That'd be so good.
would be the
That'd
best
be
thing.
crazy. I'd love
Okay.
that.
That'd be good because imagine like freaking Alex Albon comes out of the gates and like freaking annihilates everyone.
Alex
As
Albon wins
Carlos punches, like
everything.
yes.
It's just Alex and Carlos
It's
every
like
other
Alex
race.
and Nico, and they're like P1, P2 the
Woo!
whole time.
Yes, Nico
Lance
Hulkenberg.
Stroll.
Lance Stroll, Drivers' Championship incoming. Trust.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
That would
Yeah.
be
Wait,
crazy.
okay, so coming back to the cars, but what do we think is going to be the slowest car?
Steak.
Sauber.
Sauber. What'd you say?
Sorry. Steak? Sauber?
Oh, steak
Steak,
Sauber, whatever. Same
Sauber.
thing.
Oh, I
Steak.
was like, is it
It's like
wrong?
steak, kick, Sauber,
All
something.
the above.
Steak, kick, Sauber, something.
I love them though. I hope they do
I
good.
love them,
I think
but I
they're gonna have the
fear
slowest
their
car.
car is gonna be slow.
They've been the slowest car for a while, and I just don't see it changing until next year when they take the Audi engine.
I
So
think that because they were only a team for like 2 seasons, like
yeah,
just didn't matter.
and they're already probably like working on the transition to Audi. So it's like
Yeah, I doubt
they're-
they're putting much into this year's car, knowing that they're like it's their
it's not gonna
last.
be a long-term thing. So it's like, what's the
They're not gonna put
point?
an overwhelming amount of work into this car. That's
Yeah, they're
literally
not probably not
Yeah.
putting as much money and stuff as they usually would, or something like that. So okay, which driver do you guys think is going to surprise you?
I said Ollie.
I said Carlos.
Oh, that's a good one.
I said Isaac.
Ooh,
I think
okay.
that Isaac might come out, because I know
I
like
vibe with that.
like he got P2 in the F2 championship, but I feel like not a lot of people are not maybe not know it, but just aren't like really aware of that and whatever.
Yeah.
Because not everybody's like keeping up with the F2 obviously. So I feel like there's a chance that he's gonna come up, and I think that there's a chance that he could show up Yuki, which I think that Yuki's a better driver overall, like right now. But you never know. Maybe in a few races, maybe Isaac can pull some magic. So
Okay.
I'm not mad at that. I just said Carlos because I think he's got a lot of confidence
That's
in
such a
where their
good
car is at right now.
yeah, he's
And
just
I
gonna
do, he has said himself, like, it's going to take time to build to where they can get high up and like challenge top teams. But he feels good about challenging like the high midfield right now.
yeah.
And I think that that's going to be really interesting to see if that's like actually true, if Williams can get up there and fight for points almost every race.
I
Mhm.
would
So
cry
I think that
for
he
joy.
could come out of the gate and like really surprise us.
I think he's gonna do great this
I
season.
hope he does.
I think
Carbano,
Williamson overall is gonna do good.
I think Carbano was going to thrive this year,
Oh yeah.
make pancakes together.
literally.
Carl's already made pancakes. I saw
I
I
him.
saw the
know.
video this morning. It was
Yeah.
very
So
cute.
I was like,
cute.
oh
It
my
was
God.
so cute.
Hey, Delaney, who'd you say again as your person?
I said Ollie.
What's your reasoning?
Um,
Tell me
to
why.
Tell me why right
I don't
now.
know. I just think that he's gonna be really consistent. I don't know why, but like I feel like he's
Yeah.
just shown that he
I
has
literally
like
wrote on mine Ollie Behrman or Carlos Sainz, and then I put in parentheses consistent points.
hey, that's what I was thinking.
He does
That's
give
what
he does
I was
give
like, yeah.
consistent vibes, so
He
I feel
does.
like he's gonna be like consistent. I feel like he has a good head on his shoulders. I don't know. That's the vibe.
If the Haas is good, like I think there's a
yeah,
lot of potential for them.
great.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Which driver do you guys think is gonna disappoint you?
I
I
contradicted Gabbie here and I said Gabriel or Isaac.
I cry.
Contradicted me. Oh wait, because I said Isaac.
Yeah.
Gabriel, I was gonna put Gabriel. I put Jack. I
Michaela.
have a lot I have a lot of hope in Jack, but I think that he's gonna disappoint because I'm so sorry. I hate saying this. I just think that I don't know. I just feel like after all this time he's been waiting for the seat and now it's like right there. I just think that it's just gonna be such like a harsh environment for him to be at his first
Yeah.
season. And I just think it's gonna be disappointing for him. Not really disappointing in my terms, like I think just it's gonna be disappointing for him in general. It's gonna be a sad I just don't see it going super well, if that makes sense. I don't have
That's how
high.
I felt like about Gabriel. Like
Yeah.
I feel like he did prove that he deserves the seat 100%. His fight in F2 was wonderful, and I think he really is a decent driver. I just, I worry. I don't know.
I
I
worry about him
worry.
getting like drowned out because he's in a
Yeah.
team that might not perform.
Because
Yeah,
that's what happened with Joe. And also
Yeah.
exactly.
Valkyrie's a fantastic driver.
Love Joe.
And in Sauber, they both got it was just like they weren't even there. It's like
And they
no,
were
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Joe did get points. He got like the first points in that team. But
he was
I mean
cooking.
it's just like it's not even noticeable because the car is just not good. And I think that it's because it just kind of sorry guys, my phone just fell. Anyways, I think that it is kind of a rough team to enter in on is just when
100%.
it's your first season, and obviously it's like it's hard if you just go into top team as well, but I think it's way worse if you go into one of the worst teams on the grid.
Yeah.
Slowest teams on the grid, I'll say. So I don't know. He obviously is a great driver, but I that environment might not be the best.
I just worry that even if he does do well, his talent will be drowned out by how terrible the car is
Yeah.
because he won't even be fighting for like points positions. He'll be fighting to get out of like the bottom five
Yep.
because of the car. So I don't know. I just worry that even if he does well, he'll still disappoint because not because of any doing of his own, but because of the car.
Yep.
I didn't put a driver, I put a team.
Okay.
Oh.
I put Ferrari because of their strategy.
Mm.
I don't hate that.
You
Like
know
I
what?
just
I was thinking
because of like this duo and the strategy scares me.
I fear this duo could blow up in Ferrari's faces.
I genuinely like could not tell you who I think they're gonna prioritize. And I
No
hate
idea.
that because I feel like some people think that they know. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't think you understand like the dynamic. They have their literal golden child. This is the Max Verstappen of Red Bull, but Ferrari version. Like and
Yeah.
like this is like their Michael Schumacher, like their modern day well, wait, not like that, but you know what I mean? Like they're such a treasured driver.
Yeah.
But then you have they literally just they replaced Carlos Sainz with Lewis Hamilton. So they replaced him with a very good driver. And I don't know, it's just like you have a
It
seven-time world
scares me.
champion and the Golden Boy. And I'm just like, I just don't see how they're gonna choose because
Yeah.
whatever they say, oh, there's no number one driver. There's gonna
There's
have
always a number one driver.
there's always a number one driver and there's gonna have to be one at some point because they're gonna like obviously they're gonna be near competitive like together like they're gonna be near each other because obviously I don't see Lewis being a person that's gonna be like adjusting to the car and taking a while. I don't see him doing that. I think
Yeah.
it will be thriving in that Ferrari, which is gonna make it bad. And I agree. I think they're not gonna do that. I think
It's
they're gonna be
really
good.
hard to like have a team with two number one drivers, like two drivers who are have spent their whole career almost being number one drivers. Like
Yeah.
both of them have never been a number two.
Yeah.
Like Charles has always been number one at Ferrari. Lewis has always been number one at Mercedes.
Yeah.
There's never been a number two position for them. So I don't know how Ferrari expects to deal with that. And I don't think they'll be able to because like I feel like McLaren deals with it the best if you ignore the whole papaya rules situation and think of the rest of the season. They
Yeah.
did a pretty good job of like balancing it out
Yeah.
and not prior like they obviously prioritize Lando at the end,
But not like
but
making enemies
I
of
think
each
they
other.
kept it even
Yeah.
even as they possibly could.
They
And I
weren't
don't
like
think
crashing
Ferrari
each
will be able
other.
to do that.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll have I just don't think they'll be not to say they're not smart enough, but I just don't think they'll do that. So it does cause me a lot of stress. So I like that answer.
I think their
I'm
dynamics.
glad. I was nervous writing it down.
Oh no, I think their dynamics gonna get a little funky at some
But I think
point.
it's gonna get a little
Because yeah, they're friends, but like I'm sorry, they're
you can be friends and not work well together.
exactly. You can be friends but not be good teammates, and that's kind of normal. That's very normal
Yeah.
because if you're
Like
that, if
Lando
you're
and Max are besties, but you put them on a team together, it's gonna fucking explode.
I would never in my life, I don't think, ever put Lando and Max in the same team. I think I
Yeah.
would like rather die. So
Could you imagine?
Literally. So like you can be friends and not be able to be teammates.
let's just keep you guys in the separate teams. And I think that's
Literally.
how it should be with Charles and Lewis. I know people are like, oh, this is the greatest lineup ever because it's two great drivers. But is having two great drivers on the same team really the best thing?
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't think so. I think it shouldn't be really like that. I think it should have a little
It's
bit of
really
dynamic.
hard to do. Like
It's
you've got to be really good at prioritizing the driver that you have to, even if it's
yeah.
not like your number one driver.
They need to be
Yeah.
like for sure, like they know what they're doing each race. They know like
They
what's
know
going
their
to happen during the
position.
race.
Yeah.
Yeah, that needs to happen. And
Ferrari's
they're
not
both
good
they
at
both
that.
have very high egos and they're both very selfish, which they should be because they're both fantastic drivers. And that's
Yeah.
what drivers should be. But I think that could blow up. I think it's gonna blow up. I don't think it could. I think it's going to. So
Stresses me out.
yeah.
Same. I'm scared.
But okay,
Makes me all
let's go
anxious.
to who do we think is gonna be top three in the World Drivers' Championship?
I like just changed mine 2 seconds ago. So I have a lot of slashes, so be prepared. I have Lando number one. I have Oscar slash Max, and then I have Max slash Charles. So like, yeah, that's like my first, second, and third
Yeah.
because I had it as Lando, Max, and then Oscar, and then I was like, well, I thought about the Red Bull car, and I was like, oh, maybe not. So then I was like, Oscar maybe will cook, and then maybe Charles will cook. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
Mine is very similar. I had Lando, Max, Oscar.
Okay, yeah, that's what I had
Yeah.
originally.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
Mine's,
I
mine's,
have
mine's similar
faith
too.
in Max. I think he'll carry that car as far as he possibly can because he is like a fantastic driver. And I
yep.
think he's going to do the very best with that car he can. But I just don't know that it'll be enough if that McLaren is as fast as we think it's going to be. I don't
I
know that
think
it'll be
so.
enough to challenge Lando.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said Max, Lando, Oscar slash Charles. And let me preface this. I have a witness, not a witness, but I have some backup. I don't remember which commentator it was during testing. It might have been Crofty, possibly. I don't remember. Something that was like it was like the one person that said, "Oh yeah, I think it's still gonna be Max." And I'm like, "Yeah, thank you." Because I still think that he can do it. I still think that they will pull that Red Bull car through. Okay, wow, that was a really loud message. I really think that they're gonna pull like the Rebel through. I think Max specifically, and I don't know. I still have faith in Max this year. I still do. Um, I don't know. I still will have faith in him. But that McLaren is mighty fast. So I still have obviously Lando and P2 because
Yeah.
I don't see Lando getting any lower, honestly.
Mhm.
But especially when the car is this good, I just don't see him getting any lower. But then obviously Oscar and Charles is such a toss-up for me. It really depends on how that Ferrari is gonna be.
Yeah.
If the Ferrari isn't gonna do good, like we're kind of predicting, Oscar for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not, I think Charles has the motivation Maybe Lewis will be up there. I just don't see Lewis being top three, honestly.
No.
I
I
think
think we're
it's
gonna
not top
see.
three, then fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My throat
I
made a weird
agree.
noise.
I think it's gonna be a very tight battle between Lando and Max because I think
Yeah.
Lando is going to be really fighting for it out of the gate. And I think that Max, knowing that his car is not where he would like for it to be, is going to be really fighting for it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to get a little messy, but it's going to be very tight between
Yeah.
those two.
Agreed. All
I
right.
just, I predict Lando will come out on top. I have to.
Yeah. He is the favorite, so
I got to keep my
it's not a
faith.
bad prediction. Who do we think is going to be top three for constructors now?
I said McLaren, Ferrari, Red Bull.
I said same thing. Slash
Yeah.
Mercedes somewhere in there.
I
It,
didn't.
I still think Ferrari's gonna get up there. Honestly.
Yeah.
But still, again, I think Red Bull could get up there or Mercedes. I
I
just
Yeah.
agree.
it's
Yeah.
obviously gonna be between those top four. But
Yeah.
I don't really see Mercedes going up that high. But I don't know, really between Ferrari and Red Bull being top, like the second and third spot,
Yeah.
really depends on how Liam will do and on how the Ferrari dynamic is.
I
So,
did McLaren, Red Bull, Mercedes.
okay.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I
okay.
I
think
basically, yeah.
the end of the year last year, the Mercedes was way better than it had been at the start of the year. And so
Yeah.
I think they kind of started to figure it out. And I'm hopeful that this season they've like fully figured it out and can go back to being up there. I don't think they'll be fast enough to like fight in the championship or anything, but
Yeah.
like drivers championship wise, I don't think they'll be up there. But I
Yeah.
think they'll be fast enough to challenge Ferrari for P3
Agreed.
in constructors.
Agreed.
Valid.
But they're just I want to see them up there again. So I put them down.
Yep. All right. To end this episode, we'll go over a couple of our hot takes. So,
I don't even know that mine's that hot of a take. Like
you guys have one hot take each,
I
or
have one.
okay, I have two.
I have
You want to
one.
start and
I'm
then you
I
can
can
go
scared.
with
start.
the end as well.
I'll say my first one. I don't really know if this is a hot take or not. This might be a very lukewarm or cold take. I think that Carlos is gonna make it to top seven in the World Drivers' Championship, as
I
I
yeah,
agree.
as in P7, P6, probably.
I freak with
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like that.
I honestly think that he can do it.
I think Carlos could beat Kimi Antonelli in the drivers championship.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that he can.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think the Mercedes car is gonna be that amazing. I think it's more next year it's gonna be very competitive. So I think this year, specifically Carlos has a chance with that
Yeah.
momentum to get up there. So that's my first one.
I would love to see that. That would make me so happy.
So
Me
satisfying.
too. I would just float away.
Yep.
Just kill me. I think that mine is also lukewarm at best. I said I don't think that Oscar will actually be fighting for the championship.
I was gonna put this down.
That's valid.
I was
That's
gonna put
I
it down.
personally just don't
Wait,
think.
wait, I did put it down. I literally put down Oscar won't be as competitive in the World Drivers' Championship as people are thinking.
Yeah, I don't think he's got that mentality yet. I
Mm-mm.
think I think he'll be like high up. Like I don't think he'll be doing badly. Like I literally put him as third, but I just don't think he'll be up there fighting with Lando and Max.
Yeah.
Like I think the drivers championship is going to be very heavily Lando Max, and I just don't think Oscar's going to be up there.
It's just he was talking and he's like, "Oh yeah, like I'm like I can definitely like win the world championship years." But I'm like, I can't like really see Oscar this season. I think in the
No.
future, I think this
Yeah.
I can't really see him going up so aggressively against Max and Lando and like fighting like, ooh,
Yeah.
I can see Max and Lando battling it out, toughing it out, and Charles too. I just don't see Oscar in that position yet.
I
I
don't
see
think he has that like mental yet.
I
Like I
don't
don't
think
think
he's
he
as
has that.
hungry for it. Well, I
No.
think he is, but just if you're comparing it to like Lando and Max who've gotten the taste of it, I
Yes.
just think that they're in comparison, I think they're gonna want it more per se. Because obviously they all want it, but I just
Yeah.
think that
But it
I
like
don't
if
think Oscar's gonna be so aggressive to
yeah.
he's gonna be
If you've
like
got
willing to
somebody like
crash and
Lando whose mentality coming into the season is like I've been waiting
yeah,
for this for like 7 years.
yeah,
The car is finally here. Like that man is
Take
going to
advantage of
fight
it.
for his life for this
Yeah.
championship. I don't
Yeah.
think it's Oscar's what, like second or third year? It's his third year in the car.
Yeah. Lando's been in there for a long time now.
Lando's been in there for 8 years now.
I think
And
so.
last year he got like a taste of it. And I think now that he knows that his car is there, he's gonna be absolutely like fighting with everything he's got in him.
Yeah. Just like thinking like if you're just like imagining, I can imagine Lando being like so aggressive to the point where he probably almost like crashed into somebody to get to like the world championship, like more points and
Yeah,
stuff. I can obviously see Max doing that because he has done
he
it.
has. Yeah.
I just don't see
I don't
Oscar.
see Oscar. I don't think he's there yet.
I see Charles doing that too because I think
Yeah.
Charles and Max had some
Charles has also
nice
been
fight.
waiting for so
Yeah.
long. Like I
Yeah.
feel like Charles and Lando are very similar, like in very similar boats. Like obviously Lando's car is there now and like he can get it. I don't think Charles's car is there yet. But
Yeah.
Charles has been waiting just as long and is just as ready for it whenever
Yeah.
that car is
Because he was
at
close.
that point.
He was pretty close in, well, he was going to be close in 2022 when he was fighting with
Yeah.
Max. All those fantastic fights. But obviously, the car, it was literally the car and
Mm-hmm.
the strategy. So I like, obviously, he's been waiting for it for a while. So yeah, I agree. I think that's,
Charles will be feisty the moment that car is like anywhere near championship contention level.
oh yeah,
That
yeah.
man's gonna come out of the
True.
gate running. I'm
Yeah.
terrified.
All right, Delaney, what's your hot take?
Serve it up.
Okay. This one's based off of recent events. I put that Christian Horner will get fired by the end of the season.
Oh,
I
well, because they were talking about that freaking like court case.
Let's keep our fingers crossed, ladies. Let's
just
keep
feel
our
like,
fingers
okay,
crossed.
just feel like there's a downward trajectory we got going here, and I just feel like they're gonna get tired and be like, we need something new. You know what I mean?
Listen, yeah, no, I like Christian Horner as a team principal. But he's
I
very
absolutely despise that man.
I think
I
he really,
hate him.
if I'm thinking from a perspective, I think he was like the best person that fights for his drivers. But if I'm like from what I've seen, like, why are you giving me that face?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, like, I think he's a really good
I agree.
team principal as the role,
Yeah.
but he's such a controversial person. I don't
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
what the truth is for that little controversy that happened in the beginning of the year. I I'm not gonna really obviously say an opinion on that because that's too controversial. But I whatever happened with that, no matter if it was true or false, whatever it was, the whole like hiding it and being so secret and just like it just getting ignored, it was just such a weird thing, and I felt like it just broke the team apart a little bit almost. And apparently it's coming back up now that there's an actual
Yeah.
trial gonna come up soon.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
2026, actually, I think maybe. I don't remember.
I don't know. I do agree. I think he's a good team principal.
Yeah,
Like I
it
think
just
that job wise, he's all right. I've always hated him as a
I
person.
just don't think he's gonna. I don't know if he's gonna be the best. I do agree. I think that he might get fired because I'm just not seeing the positives right now.
Yeah.
I heard it here first.
If you're getting rid of Christian
Y'all heard
Horner,
it right here.
but the thing is though, like thinking of like they're saying it's like, well, I want Helmut Marko out too because Helmut Marko says some crazy things, but it's also like you. But Max did say specifically though that he wanted Helmet, and I think maybe Christian, but I know he specifically is like if like don't take them out, like I want them in the team because it's more because like he's grown up with them, like they've been there since he was like 16 years old.
Yeah.
At that point, it's like they probably aren't firing them because of Max. I think that's honestly the reason. So, but I think it's more Helmut Marko though. I'm not sure about Christian Horner. So
I despise them both and I hope they both get fired. But that's just my personal preferences and biases. I
Okay,
don't think
Marco makes the
I don't
most
think Helmut Marko
outrageous
will be fired. I don't see that happening because of Max. I think
yeah,
it's possible that Christian Horner could get fired though.
totally, yeah. I think it's
Because like
totally.
there's other people that can do his job just as well.
I wonder who would be a
Not
replacement.
to toot like anybody else's horn. Like not to say that he's bad at his job.
You
I
know
think
who I
he's a
want
great team principal.
as the Red Bull team principal? His wife, Jerry. That's a joke, by the way.
I love that
It's like
though.
the
Oh
Spice
my
Girls.
god,
Girl.
guys.
She's iconic,
Susie Wolf, FIA
but
like
guys, like she
president.
can't be the president until Total Wolf get like leaves because that's
I
like
don't give a fuck. Put her in.
that's an
I don't
insane
care.
that's an
Put
insane
her
conflict of
in.
interest. Remember that whole controversy Susie Wolf
I
had because
know, and I know she can't get it because of her husband, but Toto
oh,
fucking retire.
Total, you can leave. Total, you
I
Toto,
can
love
leave.
get
Toto
out.
though.
Put
I love
Bono in
Toto.
charge. It's
Susie Wolf,
fine.
take over Ben. Please,
Put
just free us now.
put
Free us.
Bono in charge. Let Bono run the
Yeah.
team. He can do it. Just
Oh yeah,
FaceTime him every weekend and let him know what's up.
it's fine.
Then put Susie in for Ben. Watch the whole sport fucking transform. And I want every man to apologize. Every man. Every man. Every single one. Every man
Oh
who's
my
ever said
God.
anything bad about that woman.
A letter. A
Apologize
letter.
now.
A
Now,
letter not written by AI, please. Thank you.
No.
no
ChatGPT,
ChatGPT.
I will run that through every AI
Oh
test.
yeah.
Turn
It
it
better
in.
be handwritten.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, on this note, you guys, on this little controversial note, this is the end of our episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed our predictions. We'll come back to this episode, of course, at the end of the season. We're gonna come back and we're gonna see how accurate we were. Were we like delusional? Were we stupid? Were our predictions terrible? Or did we actually predict some good
Bro,
things?
I hope I'm not delusional. I'll die.
Oh yeah, no, I don't want to be embarrassed. So we're gonna come back. Unless I'm fully wrong, then we're not gonna come back and we're gonna ignore this episode because I don't want to be wrong. So
If
on that
we're
note,
wrong, you're never gonna hear of this ever again.
Yep.
yeah, this you never hear this episode. We're actually gonna delete it.
We're
So
gonna get rid of
hope
it.
you guys enjoy it while you can, because it's not gonna be up the whole season. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you for our first F1 race recap of the 2025 season for Australia. That's gonna be a fun one. That's gonna be a fun one.
Oh my god, hearing those words is actually like affecting
we've
me.
never recapped Australia because what was the first race we recapped? Las
Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is very new to us. So this is very exciting.
I'm so
This is
excited.
going to be our first full F1 season as a podcast. So we're glad to have you guys with us. It's going to be very exciting. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching and listening. Bye.